What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is apparently we're sponsored by Google. Let's get that changed real quick. Yes. Jesus Christ, we're getting better as it goes on. As you see, each day we're going to have something different. I apologize for being dressed down a little bit. I could not coordinate my outfit with my shoes, so and I have stuff in the cleaner. So, but I do have on some dope ass shoes though. I got my Travis Scotts on, so it's still shoes that you quite possibly you can't get. So I'm not flexing on you, but yeah. So
that's definitely flex.
This is the SportsDen, brought to you by thehumidor.com. Thehumidor.com is the go-to place for all your cigar needs. This is the only place that's acceptable for you to be able to get cigars from. That's not Goodfellas. Goodfellas. But if you go to thehumidor.com for my guys who are from out of town, type in SportsDen at checkout. You get 20% off. If you get over $100, you get free shipping as well. I think it's, no, my bad. About $120, you get free shipping as well. So we're here. Sorry about that. We're still working on some of the soundproofing things as well. Everything is got glitches, but we're a lot better than we did last Wednesday with the first show that we've done live in a while. Yeah. We'll get progressively better each day. If you want to see your product or your company put here on the screen, just hit me up and we'll make you do what it do. Matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to title this. Make them do what it do, as I put it on the Twitter, on the Bird app. A lot of stuff went on this weekend. A lot of stuff. It was crazy. It was kind of boring at first, man. But it picked up really, really, really quick, man. Especially for me. And I'm gonna go with the guys. Actually, before I even get into my transitions to what the beginning is, and I'm gonna do it out of order again. We're gonna go 8 o'clock in the beginning, but not right now. Actually, no, we can't go 8 o'clock because Bobby is a part of my 8 o'clock.
I am a part of your 8 o'clock?
You're a part of my 8 o'clock.
Well, if I'm part of your 8 o'clock, I have a 8 o'clock for you too, though.
Right.
All right, cool. Let's do it then.
So Bobby is growing and he's doing something. I feel a personal obligation right now to mentor Bobby. And
well, thank you, first of all.
It is not a bad thing. And it happened for me when I was coming up. My father, as I've talked about on the show, on previous shows, and anybody who's new who's never heard me talk about, we have a very interesting relationship. He's a good grandfather. Well, let me rephrase. He's a better grandfather than he was a father. But nonetheless, I'm blessed to know that I am him. Nature versus nurture. I don't know what I believe in because there's a lot of things that I act just like him, and that man did not raise me. But there's a lot of things I'm grateful for. Some of the things people hate about me, hey, I got it from him. It is what it is. I got it honest. But I used to think steaks were the hardest thing in the world to get. It was a treat. It was not something that you ate all the time, and it was like a blessing for a child to eat to even be thought of to get a steak. And how I was introduced to steaks before, most of the things in my life, I was motivated by food. My mom would go to Sizzler, or she would take us or when I got older, we would go to Applebee's, and it was your birthday. Every Monday, Applebee's had steak night, and for 4 years, my birthday fell on a Monday. 4 straight years.
How?
That's just when we were celebrating my damn birthday. It was on a Monday for steak night. That's just how it worked. My sister, the same thing. It didn't matter.
James, I don't think there's no way your birthday could be on the same day.
No, what I'm saying is it didn't matter.
Oh, okay.
My birthday, we were celebrating my birthday as a family on a damn Monday because that's when Mom could get the steak.
Got it. Okay.
But when she would go to Sizzler or she would go somewhere because I learned, she earned the bread, that she would get a steak. She would slice me and my sister a little piece of steak, and that's how I was introduced. I didn't realize that until I got grown. But when I got to college, and my mom got it well done, so that's how I ate my steak. Oh, I ate my steak gross. The way my mother eats her steak.
Gross.
And it was a cheeseburger. But when I went to basically a hamburger steak, the guy told me how to eat it the right way. But I love going to a good steak restaurant. I know what we talked about last week. Mm-hmm. I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart. If she can't eat checkers, she doesn't deserve Ruth Chris. There's a lot of controversy. Got a lot of pushback about that comment from women that are my friends and from other people. And then when I explained it to them, they understood where I was coming from because, and another thing too, watch how you guys tweet and engage with me because I know I enunciate my words a little bit better now. I am a nice guy. I am not like the guy that's going to be my hate o'clock. Everything that I say is true. Now, don't get it twisted. I can't revert back to that, but it's something. It's truly a last resort. Now, I do hang with people, and I don't know them as the bad guy. I know them as like my friends, my childhood friends, people I grew up with, great businessmen. Now, they are goons. Goons got internet now. So a lot of you guys over here saying, oh, a $400 date ain't nothing, or this, man. Do you know the conversations that I had about this? My friends are like, hey, Jane, C, because they don't call me Big Game. Like, hey, C, check. Hey, man, we coming to the tailgate, right? Man, of course, dog. Y'all come to the tailgate. Y'all like the security, man. Always welcome. Hey, man.
Like the security.
Hey, it's a couple of these cats that's talking that's talking that cappuccino, man. I'm like, what you mean? He said they capping, but we got to see if they real. I'm like, what you mean? Like, who threatened? Like, who's fighting? Nah, dog, it ain't even about that, bro. They talking about $400 ain't nothing for a date. I want to run them pockets, man. Can we tap them pockets of these cats? And I'm like, man, nah, you can't rob. Basically, if you don't know what tapping pockets means, I don't know if everybody has their own thing, but I know Southside of Tallahassee, that means they're going to rob you, dog. And I'm trying to tell them, no, like some of these guys are good people. They don't have that money like that. I don't know why. He's like, but nah, man, they were selling out on your post when you were saying that you wouldn't spend it. We know what you got. You good. And I'm like, bro, don't, like, again, guys, a lot of these tweets that these women and even some of these men are posting are feeler tweets. We all know about the scamming tweets that somebody went on and was talking about when they put your address. I'm like, trust me, a lot of y'all ain't got good credit. Ain't nobody stealing your identity. But when they see you guys respond like that, they probably setting you up. So we got to do a set. That's free game by big game. But going into this, I like a good steak restaurant. Love it.
All right. You like steak? What's a
medium.
go-to? No.
Medium or medium.
So you're not well done anymore.
No, far from
Okay.
Yeah, medium rare or medium.
Okay.
I get it Pittsburgh style. I typically get a ribeye. It's the chart on the outside, and it's very well salted, very very seasoned, very well. I'm a large man, so I can eat the side. I know what a steak restaurant looks like based upon the sides. See, when you guys go to like Outback and Longhorn, nothing wrong with it, because Longhorn might be sponsoring the tailgate, so I love Longhorn.
Shout out to Longhorn.
You get your steak, they give you two sides. See, when you go to these really nice restaurants, it's family size sides. So you order your mashed potatoes, but they're giving you like a trough of mashed potatoes damn near. The thing is big. Cream corn, I saw you like that. I'm a new fan of cream corn. It's delicious.
Cream corn is the best. Cream corn is delicious.
Shout out to my homegirl Sheena, who does not know about the deliciousness of cream corn. But she's going to change it.
Over some rice, that would slap.
I like rices. Rices is dope. But I like cream corn without the rice. But cream corn is okay. Needed some greenery. But Bobby, you can't go to these types of restaurants and get the damn family style sides and get a damn cheeseburger. But now, granted, your cheeseburger was cooked right.
My cheeseburger.
I'm just saying, like, it's just more of a point. Like, I mean, if they can, again, you said this, the person took you out.
I was at a business dinner. Shout out to my guy Josh. We were at Three Forks.
You went to Three Forks and got a damn cheeseburger?
It was a steak burger. I think that's the same thing.
No.
What?
Would you ever put bread on your steak?
See what I'm saying? Men, be a father to your sons.
Yo.
That's what I was coming at. I don't blame you, Bobby. I don't blame you. It's not your fault. It's like what was the movie with the it's not your fault. I know. It's not your fault. I know. It's not, damn it, I know. It's not your fault, bro. You don't know. But what I'm saying is, man,
all right,
this is why it's important, man. We got guys going around here making emotional decisions, buying really fancy, buying $15 mashed potatoes to eat with a $20 cheeseburger. When you could have just bought the damn small steak.
Listen, the small steak was like $40 at 3 4. And
he knew he was paying for a $400 date. You was gonna have to put out anyway. So like, he was doing whatever the fuck he wanted you to do anyway.
Listen, that was my first time at Three Forks, and the reason that I went is because my buddy works there, and I've been saying on the podcast that I make I make the best steaks I've ever had.
No.
You know, I make the you haven't had it yet.
You don't make a 3-4 steak, bro.
Listen, I'm telling you, that was the whole. That steak burger. Now that burger was nice. I think a steak burger. Is that not the same as just getting a steak? I thought it was the same thing. But my buddy got a steak. He got the steak, the big ass one, the one that was real expensive. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna break the bank because he's paying for it. I would just get something, $25. The burger was nice. The mashed potatoes was good. I didn't want to break the bank either. I had a steak at my house. While I got to pay for a $50 steak that I know is going to be like a 7, when I can just make it myself and it'd be like a 12. You know what I mean? Nice little rub, nice little coating of seasoning. Put it on a little pan. I'm telling you, y'all look at me. I'm telling you, my steaks are really good. My steaks are really good. I'm getting that. I feel like my hate o'clock was not justified just because I got a burger.
Man, again, there's nothing wrong with it. You were raised. It's the way you were raised.
It's not his fault. James was right.
I just don't like.
I didn't start eating steak until maybe 4 years ago.
Bobby,
oh my,
Bobby, the damn sides cost more than your fucking burger, man. Like the man didn't took you to 3 Forks for a reason. Let's go ahead and put the Hate O'Clock, brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods. Green Acres is the go-to place for all your 2A outdoor, any kind of needs that you have. You go over there, you tell them Big Game and SportsDen sent you. You get a $499. Damn, I was about to say pump shotgun, but that's my favorite gun that they have over there is the pump shotty. But you can get a $499 AR-15, but you got to tell them that the SportsDen sent you, or they're going to charge you $599. They got all the ammo that you need. The cool thing about this AR-15 is that you can shoot the full metal jackets, which is a little bit cheaper. It actually it much like a ratchet chick. This does well with cheap. Like cheap ammo performs way better than in this. So you don't have to go spend the $400 first day. You can go spend. You can take this gun to Checkers, and it's going to perform as efficiently as possible. But again, as my man Z says, they got 2 things that you need. They got handguns, a 9mm, and a pump shotgun. All you need for self-defense, and if nothing else. In 2022, we need to go make a renewed commitment to go learn gun safety, learn how to shoot, and be responsible. Because I think they do a really good job of showing you exactly how you should, exactly all the rights and how much responsibility comes with having a gun. Everybody want to just go bang bang shoot them up, and it's not like that. Trust me, it's not like the movies. And the reason why I think everybody should, but everybody doesn't need a gun. So some of you guys are entirely too angry, too hostile over silly things, and you're gonna find yourself in situations that you're going to feel the need to use something because you're gonna run up on the wrong one. So before I get into what the real big Hate O'Clock part is, I'm gonna talk about what happened to me on Saturday.
Okay,
let's get
into it.
A lot of things happened to me on Saturday, but I'm not gonna go into the true personal things that happened. Like I ain't gonna go into the why, who's at fault. I really don't care about those things. I'm a results oriented man.
Okay.
If I hire you to do something, I just need you to do it. So I don't give a damn why. And if you don't do it, I need all the reasons why. But that's not what really would make. I was upset my son didn't get to do soccer, but we'll get that next week. I'm coaching a game and I coach flag football. My highlight is coaching my son's flag football team. I love doing it. I-9 is a non-competitive league, but once you get older, all that non-competitive shit goes out the window. Everybody, well, we've never been non-competitive on his teams. But I have, for the first time, I've got 7 cats that I've had for a while. Now, we're still the youngest team, but we compete, and we should have won this game on Saturday. We lost to the best team. I'm not going to cry and complain. I don't want Ron DeSantis giving us no award because they were older than us and other shit happened. Yeah. We lost, no matter what. So we got that, but we were in the position to win. We're driving, and because we're playing the best team in the league week 1, 3 kids who I just saw on Friday for the first time in my life didn't get a chance to play that much. 2 of them played, 1 of them didn't, and I'm going to go out. I make this statement very clear when I started the season. Practice is where you get better. We play to win the game. If you don't play in the game, get better in fucking practice, and you're going to play. And I'm not going to just leave you out to dry. I'm going to show you how to get better. So we're in 7 weeks. 3 of the weeks we're going to blow somebody out. So you're going to get a lot of playing time in the blowouts. Some of the games are going to be a little bit tougher. And that's just the nature of the beast. But your kid will play. Your kid will be better. These new parents, I guess, thought it was a game. Thought it was a joke.
Okay.
So
you're mad at the parents.
We're playing. No, I would never be mad. They're 8. Fuck it. Like, their kids are 8. They don't know no better. They're only, at this age, I'm going to tell you the truth. If your kid's a dick, it's probably because you're a dick. The kid's a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
So we're going around, and I'm hearing the chirping, put such and such in the game. And I'm like, all right, man, fuck out of here, man. Don't tell me how to coach. I don't come tell you how to flip burgers. Don't tell me what the fuck to do when I'm coaching. So we're in this. We're going, and then we have a mom that's helping coach, and she's into it, and they're getting on her. And I'm like, all right, man, listen. She didn't sign up for this. This is free. And I hear, man, y'all better put my kid in the game. Mind you, the kid who didn't play that much is playing football without cleats. I don't know if you recognize this, but it rained the last 2 days, pouring down rain the last 2 days here before the game. And we played 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in North Florida, in the morning, there's this thing that happens called dew. So every piece of grass in North Florida is wet. Putting a kid out there with just tennis shoes is basically, 1, asking to lose the game, and 2, asking to get the child hurt. So I got more concerned over this kid than their parents. And they asked me the day before, get cleats. I told him to get fucking cleats. My son grew out of his cleats, and I went to go to Dick's Sporting Goods to go get some damn cleats, and I didn't want to get cleats. But I didn't want my son going out there with messed up shoes. So we go out there, and they say some stuff, and then I click. And what I do is I turn around and say, I don't get paid to fucking coach your kid. I'm volunteering for this. I told you, your kid are going to play. Right now, as a team, we're trying to win this game. Not as an individual, but as a team, we're trying to win this game. And I turn around in the heckler. When we get done, in a more appropriate manner, I address the team, tell the kids, hey, y'all did good, woo, woo, woo. One of the kids whose parents was complaining actually got an award. Other kid, and I addressed him. I said, listen, I get paid $1.25 an hour to train kids. Your kid sees me twice a week for free. I said, I pay to coach your kid because I pay for this damn league. I'll bench my own fucking son to win a game. So don't think for a second, I gotta play your kid.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be, and I actually did tell him this in the game. So if you're gonna keep bitching, tell me, I'll refund you the money. You ain't even gotta go to them. I'll give you the money out of my pocket. Nobody ever says that when you call the car. So, but again, I wasn't going back and forth. I immediately let them know how I was gonna be treated. And then they can adjust accordingly.
Okay, I'm with you.
So what has to happen in life is that people are going to size you if you give them consistent opportunities to size you. You have to be consistent about how you want people to treat you. So this brings me to my real hate o'clock. It's Williford Smith and him getting me suspended from Facebook for a day.
Oh, that's why.
And other stuff too, but whatever. My point is, Will, you a hoe? And I know a lot of people, and I stand on that. Like, a lot of these people are coming up here trying to give me fucking think pieces and telling me what a man should do. You ain't never had your jaw tapped, and most of y'all ain't never had to tap somebody's jaw. See,
Preach.
If we were in a situation where it was real, Chris should have opened fire on his ass. It would have been completely justified because Chris Rock was doing. Here's the scenario. If you don't know, do you have the video?
Do you want to give?
Yeah, let's watch the video a little bit because some of you guys may be new to the world and aren't watching shit. Is this playing on the SoundCloud?
Yeah, so they're gonna be able to hear it on audio. You want to talk over it for video, people.
So like right now, with what's going on is Chris Rock. If you've never heard of him, is a famous comedian, one of the best comedians to ever do this thing. Chris Rock makes jokes about pop culture. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are a joke in of themselves as a family. But there was a lot of things going to pop culture. And right now, okay, you want to pause it?
Yeah.
All right, so Will, so if people haven't got to this point, he said something about Will wasn't that bad. He says a joke about Jada and says, and you could tell Chris wanted to make another joke.
Yeah.
But he kept it really PG. He said, I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2.
I can play it again real quick.
No, don't worry about it. We'll get it. You can go watch it on your own. It'll be on SportsDen. We'll retweet it there. He said, I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. G.I. Jane, bald-headed chick, wants to become an Army Ranger, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, Jada got a low hair, got a baldy, a fresh baldy right now. And Will's laughing.
Yeah.
And then Jada gives him this look that every man has got.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe you're laughing at that. And instead of being like most of us, when you get in trouble with a woman, and giving that little stupid, like, little kid look.
He's literally cracking the hell.
We got it frozen. So, like, look at this. Somebody said it's a fake laugh. You don't show teeth in no fake laugh. You can see his mouth is so wide that I can imagine that's how she looked with August Alsina at one point.
Yo.
I'm going to get to why I'm mad at him. That's why he can deep throat a glizzy right now.
Yo, pause.
That's how wide his mouth is right now. You can see the full teeth. All white. Everybody's laughing.
Yeah.
Luke with a fine ass is laughing. The pilgrims are laughing in the background. One person's not laughing. And that's Jada. He looks out the corner of his eye and sees that she's not laughing. And instead of taking ownership that I thought the shit was funny too, you ain't got a sense of humor, and maybe addressing it later, he decides to pull his best Kanye West ODB moment, and he's coming out, and you can see Chris Rock's looking like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he even tried to move on. He was like, all right, you're not live. I get it. We'll move on.
So, again, he wasn't harping on it. Will comes up and slaps him. Now, you got this pause. Pause it right here. Will Smith is 6'3". They say Chris Rock is 5'10", but bullshit. Will Smith is easily over 200 pounds. Chris is not as petite as he was when he first started, like Bobby is, as he was Pookie, but he's still a very frail man. If James Coleman, I'm not going to do this, if James Coleman go, and it wasn't like he just like slapped him like he did White Man and Hitch, he came with it. If I go and do this same range of motion to one Bobby Brown, Bobby's not doing the Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith. He ain't doing that. Bobby's going to Colin Kaepernick it. At least. At minimum.
I'm eating that.
You got to take a knee. No, it's not just you. And I know how to throw a punch. It's not. You're just here.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, a husky male punches a petite male. The petite male should at least take a knee.
Yeah.
Chris not only ate the punch, he walked off. Will walks off, and he continues to do the show.
Yeah.
Now he is a dark-skinned man. There is no swelling.
Yeah,
there is no loss of teeth. There is nothing. Chris Rock's entire Now you can break. This is a full breakdown, like a football game.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't me blemishing. This isn't even me doing big games Bible study. This is me showing you play by play what this is going through. Because a lot of y'all are making comments off of other people's comments. Then Will decides to go into full acting mode. Keep my name's wife out your mouth. Mm-hmm. Keep my name's wife out your motherfucking mouth.
Oh.
A lot of energy different. Now, I'll tell you this. If Will would have approached it with this energy in the beginning, instead of getting up, I would have respected him more.
Yeah.
Because then it would have ended. But he laughed, got up, slapped, and then he became the big boy. And then Chris, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to go into an example of why I can speak on this. Chris wanted to roast his ass.
Yeah.
Chris said, boy, I ought to.
He literally said, I could.
And he said, this is the greatest Oscars of all time. That's called being a professional. I'm going to give an example. 3 weeks ago, we did it because the third Sunday of every month, we do big game comedy here. And my guy, Tez Brooks, I think he's going to be a great up-and-coming comedian. He is very offensive. A lot of the comedians are. And I don't mean very offensive like in the bad. Like, it's funny, but like he's going to talk about the subjects. Much like Chris Rock used to do when he was in. He had a heckler, and he went too far. Went too far because at a certain point, you have to move on and do the show, which is what Chris had to do, which is why he couldn't engage. Because he's performing at the Oscars. Yeah. He's not sitting there at the Oscars.
You see him?
He is performing. He is a professional performer. And imagine if he would have been the first person in America to derail the Oscars. One, it'd go back to fucking segregated again. They would never invite us or nominate us for shit again. And then two, it would be career suicide.
You see Chris Rock look off stage like, are we going to keep rolling? Are we going to keep going?
Right. Now, they cut off. But the thing is that you can't, you're the professional in that setting. You have to keep moving. So we had to get on my man Tez about that. But Tez did a good job. But I'm going to tell you this right here. Because Tez was going at the person. Had that person decided that they wanted to walk up on that stage at Goodfellas, you know what would have happened?
What?
That person would be in the fucking retention pond right now. Because you're not, I don't give a damn who you think you are, you're not going to go up and accost the talent.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why Will Smith did this is because of where he's at. The setting he's at. He understood that. You know what? Will's not going to do that shit at the BET fucking Music Awards. He ain't going to pull that shit nowhere else. But he pulled that shit right now on a man that he was bigger than, that he knew was doing his job. And a lot of you guys are out here talking tough, but if I go up to you at your job and slap the shit out of you, you're not going to do anything. And I'm not saying you're a punk. It's not because you're a punk. It's because you want to continue to be employed after that moment. Men, be a father to your boys. Because that's an emotional response. By a man who grew up fatherless, without any true males trying to dictate him, and by a woman who's fucking toxic. Every reason that Will Smith is in this situation is because he's got a toxic ass woman that's putting him in this situation. You mean to tell me what pushed you over the edge is an obscure reference to a movie that came out in the 90s with a bald-headed lady? That's what pushed you over the edge? Not the fact that every week your wife has to bring up the fact that you're not good in bed? For no reason. It's like the meme. Nobody. Absolutely nobody.
She got a whole
nobody.
She got a whole
Jada
Facebook
Pinkett.
show.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett. My husband's bad in bed. I miss Tupac. It bothered you so much that you wrote a fucking book about it. That doesn't bother you? The fact that alopecia, which I didn't know she had it. We had a guy come on our show with alopecia, and I've talked about him before. Our boy Rocket Man, Miles, the quarterback with the Steelers that played in Tennessee.
Oh,
I can't even think of his name. Anyways, great guy. Very brilliant. I get it. It's balling. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to, actually, before I go into the other reasons why Will Smith, do you know what happened in the same show?
No, what?
Regina Hall, absolutely gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah.
Did really, really good. Had some one-liners that were dope. I know somebody wrote it, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's their job.
She goes on and says, I'm disappointed that Space Jam 2 didn't get best animated graphics because of what they did to LeBron James' hairline.
Oh, wow.
Hilarious. You know who was giving the teeth and laughing and keying and clapping and shit?
Who?
Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith.
Really?
Oh, alopecia. Oh, I can't talk about baldness and women. Oh, but it's cool to talk about men. Male pattern baldness is a really big thing, and a lot of men go into depression about that shit. It's okay when when it's somebody else on the other end of the joke. But because he made a comment about something that you have, something you've had, Jada Pinkett Smith has had a low haircut for the last couple of years. When she made the announcement about fucking August Alsina, she had a low haircut. Same show, same comedian, Regina Hall. Oh, actually, you know what? You know who didn't come up and defend her man's honor?
Who?
Savannah James. Per some of you dumbasses' logic, Savannah James should have beat the shit out of her. And we know Savannah about that life, but Savannah's a different type of wife. Savannah doesn't need the spotlight because she's good in her own right.
And LeBron's probably good in bed.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Like fair enough.
Pause, by the way.
Pause. But what I'm saying is, the point is people are trying to, I ain't never heard, I've yet to see on Twitter any of the people who are commenting having alopecia awareness month. Nobody's raised funds for alopecia. Some of these people don't know how to spell it properly. But all of a sudden, you're worried about alopecia in women. Whatever. Regina Hall, same show. Makes a joke about their open marriage. Laughing and keying. Will waving his hand, all involved. Jada ain't walk up to the stage and slap Regina, probably because Regina would have set it off on her ass. Yeah. Because Regina, don't let the smooth taste fool you. I think she got some stuff.
Was that point on purpose? Set it off movie? Nice. Nice.
But the thing is that a comedian's job is to tell jokes. You are supposed to be boycotting the Oscars. In 2016, you said you were boycotting the Oscars. And Chris made a great joke. And it comes out to be true. It's easy to boycott something that you aren't going to win anything for. The minute your husband gets nominated for something, now you want to show up front and center and think ain't nobody going to talk about you?
Front row.
And don't get it twisted like, oh, he said it was They've been in the same room numerous times. Will could have been slapped the shit out of Chris Rock if he wanted to. It was an opportunistic thing, and here's what the reality of it is. Every time we stop talking about Will and Jada Pinkett, and life is going smooth, they do some shit to make us talk about them again. And it's the most toxic bullshit ever. Again, you weren't upset when your wife slept with her friend, her son's friend, in your house, in your bed, pushing her cervix back. Jesus you let that go. You turn the other cheek. Every week she's embarrassing you, telling something about your sex life. This guy makes a joke about bald head and didn't know she had alopecia, which isn't deadly. Did not know. And then that's the time you decide to walk up on stage and flex your muscles. And you say, keep your wife's name out your mouth. You know what you just did, bro? You know what you just invited?
Gave everyone.
Everybody's talking about you and your wife now. Yeah, they're talking about Chris. Some of y'all, again, simping ain't pimping. Some of y'all are on the simp train and y'all thinking that Will did this stuff and it was all about that. Nah, man, this is about publicity. Because at the end of the day, Will wouldn't have done that shit at Goodfellas. Will wouldn't have done that shit anywhere else. Will knew exactly where he was at and why he did it. Because if he wanted to square up, he could have squared up with him behind stage. He could have squared up with him any other time, in the green room or any other time. He could have handled it like a fucking adult. Because adults will actually talk about it. Adults who know each other and have a rapport give each other the opportunity. If it was true smoke, it would have been done. But the reality is, man, you went and beat up a guy who was smaller than you. Not even beat up, and he ate it.
He didn't budge at all.
Didn't budge. Finished the skin. You know how embarrassing that is?
He probably wanted to touch his face and rub it, but he was like, nah.
And you know what Jada probably is thinking in her head?
What?
Tupac would have dropped him. You know she's thinking about that. And you did all of that to go to these parties and live it up for Jada not even to go back and give you some head. She probably was some young cat. But to be honest with you, I will say this, and I've said this before. And I told you, forget these young girls right now. Get you a Jada. Because I'm going to tell you why all this.
Jada?
Oh, no. Pause. Don't marry a Jada.
Okay.
What I'm saying, right now in your developments, get you a Jada.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Old women have tools and they do things differently than what young women are doing.
Okay.
And I just had another experience happen to me today. I had to go get a new battery. Went to old AutoZone. And this black lady I almost risked it off for this old black lady. She know how to change batteries. She was telling me she know how to cook peach cobbler. Ooh, she had them black woman hips that happen when you done birth something. So she got a little thing behind her. And I'm sitting here like, baby, I was like, baby, you can fix a battery. You know how to fix a car. Teach me something. I had at one point in my life, I won't say when, but I had a 50-year-old, right? And she learned me something. And like young girls, you know, you do it, blah, blah, blah. They may give you like some snacks. They may have a kid. You can eat up the kids' fruit snacks, eat them some Pop-Tarts, soda. That's really what bothers dudes about their baby mamas when they step out. It's really not the fact that the baby mama's having sex, because she wasn't a virgin more than likely when you met her. It's the fact that you know it's another grown-ass man eating your Ruffles potato chips. Taking away from your seeds opportunity. And I was that kind of guy. I eat all the goldfish. I was fucking them up. But when I got to the older woman, she broke me off. I was laying in the bed, evaluating, thinking about life. And again, I say peach cobbler for a reason. She went in there and baked me a fucking peach cobbler.
Wait, she baked you one? You shouldn't even have it made?
No, it wasn't made. She went, and I was ready to leave. I was ready to leave, and she was like, nah, boy, sit down. She said, boy, go sit down now. I got something in the oven for you. And you go sit down like a little ass kid, and you're sitting there waiting on the goddamn peach cobbler to come out because she done cooked it for you.
Yeah.
So she done broke you off. Now you're sitting there, you're nourished. And if she's doing that because if she needs it again, she's fed you. Now you're ready. See, this is what happened to August Alsina.
What?
Is that Jada put them old woman tricks on him.
Okay.
And that's why he had the entanglement. She was blowing his back out because obviously Will Smith wasn't. Because that's not me, that's her. Yeah. Get mad at her. Don't write no fucking think piece on me. Write a think piece on why every fucking week she's saying her man can't fuck.
Yeah.
But she made the peach cobbler, he ate it, got replenished, went and go play G.I. Joes with Jaden Smith for a little bit, came back and blew her back out again. So I mean, those are the reasons why. And so when I see Regina Hall, I think the same thing. I'm like, man, I bet she know how to, she makes soup from scratch.
After that,
or something like that.
After that Will Smith hit, Jaden tweeted on Twitter. He was like, "That's how we do it in this family."
No, it's not. No, it's not, Jaden. No, it's not, Jaden. Because oh my God. One of the things that we used to joke about in sports is the team, all of them, everybody loves their mom. But like we all know, like some of these moms is fine. We all got the teammates.
Is pieces.
We all got the team. It's the ones that the kid ain't good and the coaches always give special attention to. The mom is fine, man. And like we all know this, and we've all made the jokes like, man, your mom gave me that opportunity. Kevin Hart had a little skit that came with it. Like, man, your mom, she wants me to go do this and do that. How old's your mom? Like, bro, Jaden, your mom got her back beat in by one of your friends. Y'all don't do shit.
Y'all were on tour together.
Yeah.
You look this man in the face.
All y'all do is let your mom's face get sneezed on. Which is cool.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's grown-up conversations, and this, dude, what's wrong? This stuff happens. Like, this is what happens with like, and Jada a freak, bro. I know Jada a freak. But what I'm saying is, I don't like the fake bravado. I don't like fake tough guy shit. Like, if you're going to square up with a man, square up with a man. But my problem is you wouldn't have done this in any other situation except for that. And now all you've done is embolden another broken man with mental health issues and Kanye West to go do something wilder. And I expect more out of you guys. And it's just a silly-ass situation.
I'm excited for the content that comes out of this. Chris Rock's next special.
Oh, the next special
is going to be hilarious. Like, I think Will did the exact opposite of what he was trying to do. Like, he went about it the wrong way.
Terrible way.
So many comedians are about to let these jokes fly now.
Yeah.
Man. It's about to be insane. So, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. I'm glad it happened because, you know, these next couple weeks of media are going to be amazing. And I got to find a Chris Rock show near us.
I mean, it's just, you know, yeah, I want to see it live. I'm with you, dog. I do want to see it live. But it's, you know, like I said, man, it's just, it's weird. Shout out to, if you haven't watched the Lick of March Madness, but I am grateful that the University of Miami lost so I don't have to hear these people's mouths if they would have done something. I do feel bad for St. Peter's, St. Francis, St. Mary's?
St. Peter's.
There you go, St. Peter's. You made a good run.
They lost?
Yeah, they got mud stomped. It's the people that you expect every year to be in the Final Four, like Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, another one of those schools that are like.
Damn, Miami got stomped.
Yeah. What was crazy was Miami fans was bragging because they were up at halftime.
Yeah, 35-29.
And then all of a sudden, it just like. I look at ESPN and it's like they're down by 20. I'm like, yo, this got out of hand real quick.
The second half, I pulled up the score right here. The second half, they only scored 15 points in Miami. That's good. Crazy.
That ain't good.
15 points to 47 points from Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas City.
All right. Try to look through all this stuff. Samuel L. Jackson, you know, and he laughed about it and all the other shit, but I'm aggravated by it. But another quick thing we got to go into. Shout out to Shah Khan, you know, fucking up people's livelihoods and shutting down the Black News Network. Tweet me at me a clip that you guys have ever watched from the Black News Network.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I've never heard of the Black
I didn't even know that Shad Khan owned that. I was in Tallahassee when they were getting all this started, and I was getting hella, like, recommendations on LinkedIn and stuff to apply for this job at the Black News Channel. And I was trying to figure out what to do and where to go. And I got so many job recommendations for that place. I had no idea Shad Khan owned it. I didn't know what the heck was going on.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically you're not missing much. You didn't know.
But I've also never seen any clip from the Black News Channel.
I've never seen any. And it's very difficult to that means advertisers lost their money and Shad's a good billionaire, but it's a bad look when you spend the most money in free agency and then it's not so much that it's shutting down, he's not paying people their last payroll check, which is kind of flawed. And the thing is, they're probably not gonna get it because you're gonna have to sue, and it's gonna be caught up in litigation. He's got lawyers on payroll, so if they want to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen to them, they got to keep pushing it. But we'll just keep with the Jags. And one of my homeboys, really like a mentor, for a while. One thing about Jacksonville, talk about Black News. Jacksonville is 33% African American. People didn't know that. It's one of the largest per capita African American cities in the United States. Not the most black people, just in comparison.
Yeah.
It has a pro football team. which is about, let's say, they say like 60 to 70%, but I don't know where that extra 40 to 30% of white people come from. Because all I know is the kickers are typically white, kickers and punters are white, the long snappers white. So that's 3 people right there.
I think they're counting staff.
A lot of quarterbacks are white, so I'll give you 4.
They got to be counting staff.
And maybe 4 linemen. So you're like 8 guys maybe. So I don't know what that percentage is.
One of our white linemen just retired. So
right, so now you got
that back down.
So I'm gonna get to this point. Like who I was talking to, like, and we have all these black people in news. All these black people on this team and in this city. For us to have like 4 black people that have full-time gigs covering the Jags, like, not in radio.
Yeah, I get where you're going.
Radio, like 4 news outlets of major publication. And that's what we got. Like 1010 was doing good for a while with us, but then they got rid of like the producer left to go to Houston. The black guy with the dreads almost died and he never got back on. And then you got Leon, and Leon's only there for an hour before he's like he ready to bounce and go get some lemon pepper wet wings. And you got E.T., but he's a producer and they relegate him to sound bites on Jaguars Today. He's actually good and can talk, but I say all this to say is I was talking with my partner T-Wig. 3646. I was talking to my partner T-Wig, and he had a tweet that went out because of articles that are talking about who the Jags are going to go with the first overall pick. And the first overall pick that a lot of the guys are saying is Trayvon Smith, I believe is his name. Make sure I said it right because I apologize. When I hear Trayvon, my mind just goes to like what
I thought it was Trayvon.
I
thought it was Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker, my bad, not Trayvon Smith.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker is his name.
So Trayvon Walker is a Georgia defensive end, and he and that's where things are trending now. And before it was Aiden Hutchinson, who I believe is name brand Taven Bryan, and if you know at this point how I feel about Taven Bryan, you have Evan Neal, who is the left tackle from Alabama, and I refuse to learn how to say his name, but Icky from North Carolina State. That's who I think they should go with, Icky or Evan Neal. And with what Doug Peterson said today, that them franchise tagging and trying to get a long-term contract for Cam Robinson does not affect who they are going for in the draft.
What did he say that made you say that? Like you were just watching a press
no,
conference?
that's what Doug Peterson said. The head coach said this.
Oh, yeah. I was like, where are you watching?
Yeah, watching the press conference.
Okay.
Aiden Hutchinson is just really who the national media is trying to drive down our throat because he had a big year this year. But before that, he literally had no sacks in the COVID year, and he had 4.5 his freshman year, which is actually pretty good. But he didn't do anything, absolutely nothing his sophomore year. And he's an underclassman. So guys, when they leave as underclassmen, tend to get a little bit more hype, a little bit more pub. Now, Wig went and watched the film, and go follow my guy Amp Wiggins or Shop Talk Wig WIGG on your social medias, and he laid out some good points. And really one of the best points that you can make when it comes to this, because he plays at Georgia, which the defense was historically good. And they probably will have the most guys drafted on it from a defense, like in the first round, in the high rounds. But you got all this talent, they blowing people out most of the time, so he doesn't really play full games. But he's got a motor. Does really, really good with his hands. And he's able to beat people up. And he actually went up against Evan Neal, who is considered, again, another guy considered to be the number 1 overall pick. And while they stalemated for a lot, he did whip Evans' ass a couple times. Now, over the course of 85 plays, that's tough. It's going to happen. But, it doesn't happen that often to Evan Neal. Now, guys have gotten disrespectful to T-Wig, and when T-Wig doesn't handle his disrespect very well. I love it. He's consistent. Even when I don't agree with T-Wig, the shit is hilarious. But because he goes old black man mad. And T-Wig's training in sports talk radio is the fact that he's a barber. And people try to troll him for that, but here's the thing. I don't want my sons to be lawyers and doctors and things like pharmacists anymore. I want to be a doctor, plumber, and like, you know, these old black men who work with their hands, you know what they always have? Mm-hmm. They always have money. Ladies, if you're looking for a sugar daddy, go find a man that's a blue-collar job and works with his hands. He has more money than this guy that you think is on paper is pretty good. But T-Wig brought that up. Guys were going at him. And I think that this is such a garbage bin bulky move that I almost believe it.
What?
I'm not saying this guy can't be good. He can be good. What I'm saying is you do not go for potential like that with the number 1 overall pick. And I made a tweet, and I would never subliminally tweet T-Wig when I could just pick up the phone and talk to him. He cuts my. I would never subliminally tweet anybody who touches my face. He's a guy who's my barber. He's my kid's barber. Like, I'm afraid he'll fuck my beard up. Then we'll have to fight. It won't be Chris Rock and Will Smith if he fucks my beard up. It's going to be some real furniture moving. But I said this. I'm very critical on Taven Bryan. I've been very critical on Aiden Hutchinson. I said, I don't want to draft a guy who I saw disappear when he played Georgia, had 4.5 sacks in his career up until this point, and I don't see the things that other people are saying, how fluid he is. And he had the measurables, he had the numbers, but he looked stiff. He didn't look great.
So you don't like that as the first pick? You would rather...
If you got him later, I'm cool with it. But if there's like a few guys that I would much rather get. Like I'll run down Icky, Evan Neal.
So you want to go OT first?
No, I'm just saying these are the guys who, like, if I got it, because I want a guy that I believe will draft and will be here 10 years from now.
Okay.
Will be a starter and will be a starter for most of them.
Okay.
That's what, because right now this is the worst first round like that we've had in probably a decade as far as talent. Normally you had, like, if you think about last year, you had Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, a couple other quarterbacks kind of rose up in the ranks after having big years. You had wide receivers. It's a lot of wide receivers in this draft, but you don't draft a wide receiver number 1 overall. Heck, last year's draft, you had Kyle Pitts, who's an iconic tight end, once in a generational talent there. You got to draft guys that I got to know was going to at least get a second contract, right?
Mm-hmm. True.
So I don't believe Aiden. I believe Aiden Hutchinson is again just a little bit better than Taven Bryan, and I stand by that. I don't want to get that guy, but again, so the can't think of my man's name. Linebacker from Georgia. He's really good. Nakobe Dean. If you told me you like Charles Cross better, who's an offensive tackle from Mississippi State. If you told me if we were going to draft somebody on Georgia's defensive line, if you told me we're going to go get Jordan Davis, I would feel better about that. I wouldn't like picking him at the number 1 overall pick, but I could understand drafting him, the immediate impact that he would have on your defense day 1. I get that. I don't get the Kayvon Thibodeau, who I believe is very athletic and has been on the spotlight since he's probably been in Pop Warner. He just did not. He was injured a lot, so that's not where I want to pick somebody with the first overall pick if you've had like these injuries. And again, if you told me at 15 we wanted to take Trayvon, I'd be like, bet that up. Can't be any worse than the clavicle chasing kid or whatever the boy from that shit. Because again,
clavicle. You refuse to learn. You're never gonna learn this man's name.
Listen, bro. When you make a play, I'll learn your name. If you don't make plays, there's no reason for me to know who you are. So I just think like right now, those are the type of guys that the Jags need because the league is called. It's NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
You've got an A+ coach. You have made improvements on your roster, but those improvements aren't like, we went from 32 to 30.
Yeah. So
like we still need more. And I don't want to like, and where we're drafting, it's kind of like one of the worst places to draft, and especially in drafts like this, is last and first.
Yeah.
Actually, it's always not the greatest to draft 25 to 32. And the reason why, those are the good teams. It's consistently, the guys who are drafting really, I'd say 20 to 32 are always in that spot.
Yeah, I'll even say, though, the people who do draft in those, the players that they get seem to have crazy production more than the ones that we have been grabbing in, like, the first 10 picks. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's just...
Well, a little bit of background from what I'm like. We've been dysfunctional for a while.
That's true.
So we've got, but whatever.
Who do you think we do pick first before we, I guess we can close that with? Who do you think we actually go with? Because the draft is...
Who do I think we go with?
It's almost April, right?
I think we go...
From what you've been hearing...
And I'm going to be on TV acting an ass, too. Yeah. So I'm letting you guys know already. All right. I'm going to be doing that. We probably will have a draft party here at Goodfellas, like we did last year. But I think we're going to get name brand Taven.
So you think that's who they finally go with instead of you?
I hope not, but I think so. As opposed to the tackle that, one of two tackles that I think will be here for a while. But if there was a way to just trade back with anybody, like, I think Seattle went and got, is it the number 9 overall? I know they got something.
I'll pull up the draft order. That's what I was going to ask. There's a lot of people talking about, like, everyone's like, trade up. How realistic is that? I mean, trade back. How realistic is that? Like,
it's not in this year.
So
not this year, man.
Seattle has the 9th pick from Denver. Yeah. Here's the order for the first 3 rounds. We're number 1, and then obviously Houston number 3.
And Houston just didn't they address? No, they didn't address. They got rid of their guys.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of people.
Well, the one guy, what you need to happen is you need people to really just be like, Malik Willis is the greatest thing ever, and it's just, I actually like Malik Willis, but I don't think that's going to happen for the Jags. So, which is unfortunate not for the Jags. I don't think anybody's going to try to trade up to get him because of what you have to give up. But it's just tough. Are we on YouTube?
Yes, we should be on YouTube. Should be live.
All right, it's not popping up. But anyway, okay, whatever. I'll check it out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Jags. The only person really valuable right now that everybody's trying to hype up this train is Malik Willis at QB. Kenny Pickett in his small hands really messed stuff up. Sam Howell is Sam Howell's great value Baker, but I think people like him, but they don't like him enough to draft him in the first round or to trade for him. I think that's just the issue. There isn't a quarterback here that everybody just feels like you want to draft. I think if if you got this on the screen, anything happens, it would be more between 8 and 17. People moving down, moving up, because there are guys that could make somebody a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a corner, like Sauce Gardner is really good. He's not top 5 traditionally good, but like, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if somebody take it from Cincinnati. I wouldn't be mad if my team took him, but like, if you're like at, let's say the 6th pick is coming up and he hasn't been taken, and you're at 10 and you want to get him, then I can understand moving some stuff around for that. So,
I was asking because every person who's making a mock draft and putting them on Twitter, we traded this pick with this people. They took this pick. We moved down. We moved back, and I'm like, how? Like, I don't even think that people is that easy.
Nah, well, it's not. And there's like draft simulators that will give you like valuations for what the pick is, but that's just what the nerds do.
Okay.
Like nobody, it doesn't really. It's, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It just doesn't really work like that. Like, there's a lot of emotion that comes into it, spur of the moment stuff. And like, if you want to do something, I think Pro Football Focus is the one that has it. But go check out one of the draft simulators and just randomly draft somebody. Like, every draft simulator I've had has done something with Aiden Hutchinson, and then it goes from there. I picked who I wanted with Icky, and it completely changed the whole trajectory of the draft. Oh, wow. Like, threw everything off. So, like, but that happens. Like, let's say, for example, we'll use drafts in the past. I think Christian Ponder and E.J. Manuel are not two of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play at Florida State. Correct. But from a draft position, they are. Because what people got to realize is Christian Ponder was the first ever quarterback in Florida State history drafted in the first round. Not drafted, but drafted in the first round.
I was about to say, and NCAA, they were beasts. Them boys were on the game.
I'm saying on the video game, fine. But they weren't, like, Christian never won an ACC championship. Mm-hmm. And EJ kind of barely won one, but, like, it was just bullshit happened. But then Jameis came and was who Jameis was. But Christian Ponder, the Jags are the reason why he got drafted in the first round. So what happened is that they made a run up with the Jags traded. I think we traded up to 10, if I remember correctly, that year to go and draft, not Blake. Who was the one before that from Missouri? Blaine Gabbert. Mm-hmm. We traded up to get Blaine Gabbert. And then what happened was a panic set in and a run on quarterbacks happened. Minnesota gets their pick. Minnesota had a first and I believe a fourth round pick.
I remember.
They needed a quarterback more than they needed anything else. And when that happened, they had to go and they essentially reached for a need-based pick as opposed to a value-based pick. Same thing happened the next year with EJ. So, like, there could be like let's say somebody goes and drafts a couple wide receivers off the board earlier than what they want. So you'll see a run of wide receivers. So that could push some other talented groups back a little bit more. It's a fun time if you really like football and you know prospects from college. It's also a weird time. Some of the weirdest language comes during this time of year. Some of the most, and I say racist, but I don't mean it like in the pure sense of the form, like you're trying to degrade somebody. What I mean is it's really descriptors. And we'll shift into what I think, this time of year, really ProDay Combine. We haven't done many shows, so I wasn't able to talk about going at the Combine. Tomorrow I'll be at FSU's ProDay covering that. But this is where you hear guys who are quote unquote masculine men who are saying some of the most borderline homophobic, like not homophobic, homo stuff ever. Like pause worthy.
Yeah, pause worthy.
Like look at that. Opposite. Look at that round bubble black. Look at them thighs. Look at this.
That's wild.
The way they're serious. Like
that's wild.
So as a guy who's participated in both ProDay and Combine, I like to try to make people visualize these things from the perspective of what your everyday life is. So like that's what I think I do a good job. I might not. Don't tell me, but I think I do a good job. So imagine you're going to the job interview of your life. You've been looking to do this for your whole life.
All right, I'm with you.
And you've got to do your entire job interview walking around talking in your drawers. Like man or woman. Just imagine like you want to work let's say you want to work at the bank. And it's a bunch of women at the bank or a bunch of men at the bank. And you got to be a bank teller in your bra and your G-string. And let me tell you this, and I say G-string for a reason. You're not wearing the granny panties on this one. You are wearing the most attractive pairs of undergarments that you have. And you're like, James, what does that mean? I mean, when we do this interview with the pros, we're doing them in sliders. Like tight ones. Ain't no imagination there. Ladies, to be honest with you, I think the NFL Network started showing a lot of the draft coverage to get women to watch. And perverts. Because you're both, like, dude, when we walk, so how it works with your way in, or at least when I was, it's a stage, they're in a ballroom. So you go in and they measure you. And I was disrespected. And I didn't slap the guy, but I was disrespected.
What year was this for you?
2006.
Okay. And
the guy told me, they said I was 5'9" and 3/4, and I'm clearly not. NFL height, I'm 5'11". All right. NFL height, I'm 5'11". Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I'm 5'10" and a half. Real world height, if I'm wearing J's, I'm 6 foot, but I'm 5'11" on a doctor's scale.
All right, got you.
NFL, you lose an inch. It's kind of like when the old heads just say you lie on you lose an inch. Yeah. Lie on your pecker, you lose an inch. Yeah. NFL, everybody loses an inch. So I go and we they yell it out. 0, 5, 0, 9, 3, 4.
Look, keep that quiet, big dog.
Too loud. Then you walk and you step on the scale. 2, 5, 6. Oh, damn, wait a minute. Hold up, bro. I ain't 5'9", 200. That sounds stout.
That's not me.
Give me my inches, man. I need them too because it's weird. Because it's weird because 2 inches means the world in this sport. Yeah. But if people, a lot of people don't want to admit about them 2 inches meaning something. But that means the world in sport. So you go on the scale and then you walk in the middle and you walk down these steps. And then there's men on both sides. And they're looking at you. And they're taking pictures. And some people, I remember hearing one person, not for me, they were talking about somebody else. I didn't even want to look back because I was embarrassed. He was like, man, look at that. Do you see that man strong?
Jesus Christ. Lord. What? Pause. Hey, yo.
On Crip, on Hood, as some people say, hey, on Rockbrook. As on my hood, I'm dead serious. I heard it. I'm like, man, yo, that is weird. Maybe my guy had. Sometimes you see something. Like, if you watch porn, like watching porn on an 85-inch screen TV completely fucks up.
Whoa. Listen, if you're watching, you're too horny. If you're watching it on the TV.
No, it's just what the TV was. It's just like, it ain't like he purposely said, I gotta watch. It's just, that was the TV.
But watching it on TV
but it's like,
decision.
Wow. Man, that's there. And that's kind of like what these men are like. Like, they're like, oh, okay, that's big, keep it moving. But that would never be acceptable in any other facet of life. And now imagine you trying to go work, and this is what happens. Now, strippers are used to this, but most of you other people aren't. And this is why people are subjected to these athletes. Why I tell people stop complaining, because you wouldn't last a day going through these workouts. And imagine, now, you in your draws, and now you got to do calisthenics.
What is that?
You got to work out.
Okay.
You got to run.
You know how to work out. You got to use the word. Use the words.
You got to run, jump, slap pads, gyrating and getting all sweaty in front of all these men, and they judging you. And 6 figures or more is on the line. Your whole life can change. But you out here making it shake in your draws for this. I'm sorry, you guys don't understand. This is what it is.
It is.
I'm describing exactly what it is.
I had no idea that was the process, man.
It's televised. And it's on and it's in 4K. It's all televised. So you're doing all of this. You're not doing this once. You're doing this twice. Some people are doing this 3 times because you have the senior bowls, you have combine, and you got your pro day. So you go and do that at the combine, and then you come to your pro day. And this is where I was saying the validity of all of this and why things are changing. If you're afraid to get hurt, this is not the sport to play. That being said, at a certain point, you got to let your resume speak for itself. And because when you get hurt, nobody is going to come back and say, oh, that's okay. He got hurt. We're going to still draft him. They're going to take the value when they can get you. At Michigan's Pro Day, one of the guys who was draftable got hurt. They never said what happened to him, but he was doing a drill and his leg gave out. Yeah. And he just fell. And it was so cold-blooded that Buddy just looked by, walked by, picked up the ball, keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like, I'm not crying for him. I'm telling you guys, that's the reality of what the situation is. But it's an awful situation to be put in. But it's a real situation to be put in. And then from there, Aiden Hutchinson and a lot of other guys said, nah, I'm straight. And a lot of people ask me, James, what is the best thing for you to do? It depends. If I'm Aiden Hutchinson, I'm saying, look at my film. If I'm the safety from, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, from Notre Dame, I'm telling people, if you want to know how fast I am, watch me run from the far hash and get an interception against Florida State.
Yeah. So them doing that, does that change?
It used to be
opinions on that.
So like a lot of people, again, it's kind of like the old you said something about my wife, I gotta come and slap you. You can't participate. Stop being soft. These soft athletes need to go out. Nah, bitch, not at all. If you get hurt, that person that's gassing you up ain't gonna write your check. Like if you were balling, it's a risk. All of this is a risk. It's a risk to go out there and perform. It's a risk to not go out there and perform. You get hurt, they're not going to draft you. Or it's going to be a later draft pick it's a team taking a slot in his business. I'm not mad at the teams for not drafting you. Their job is to win now. But if you don't perform, they'll tell you that it's a knock. But if you were but Kayvon Thibodeau's getting drafted no matter what. So some of the stuff you want to do in as much of a controlled environment as you possibly can. With the pro day that I'm going to, everybody needs to participate in that pro day except for one person. If I'm Jermaine Johnson, I'm not doing a damn thing. Mm-hmm. No more drills, no more any of that stuff. I performed at the combine. You saw my tape. I'll be here to do more interviews, to interact. I'm resting on what I've done. And I think more and more guys are going to do that until more and more guarantees are coming. I think the NFL could curb that, and a lot of people don't like athletes because they think athletes are given something. Nobody gave me a damn thing. I earned everything I got. So that's when you hear the NIL talk on the college level, you can't be no, they're not giving anything. They're earning it, and it's a fair exchange of goods. But I think if the NFL said, okay, if you come to the combine and you perform, we're going to guarantee you a 1-year contract that's payable. And if you get hurt, it's payable up front and in bulk. And the NFL pays it. Now, if you get drafted, that responsibility shifts over to the team. Mm-hmm. But let's say you go out there, you blow your ACL out. That stinks. But now for a year, you have services that are provided for you. You have enough money to be able to earn an income. And it doesn't have to be a full salary. It could be a practice squad player salary. But you're doing something that helps incur, because
I think that would still help change.
It would help change the perspective. Guys would be like, all right, okay. It's a difference, but it's kind of like, not supermarket sweep. What was the game? It's like one of them game shows hey, you can take $5 now, or you can spin the wheel and maybe get $5,000.
Okay, all right.
Or you can guess what's in this box, guess another box, and you'll get more money. All right, I'll take the $5. Or people still would guess what's in the box to see if they can get more. But you're giving more incentive to be able to do it. And it's not like they don't have the money. One thing that people got to understand about the NFL, they play the long game with everybody. Everybody keeps talking about, during the COVID and during the kneeling and all that stuff, 4-5 one of the best things about 4-5 is 4-5 just say whatever and motherfuckers believe it. I'll be honest with you, probably in 10 years, this is controversial, so don't stab me. I say this kind of in jest.
You're on a close-up right now.
But yeah, okay. Don't come up on stage and try to slap me because it's not going to end well for you. But George W. Bush is my favorite president right now. And it's not because of any laws he passed.
Why?
Right? He was real. He was funny. It was the first time that I felt like I could be president. Everybody said that shit when I was growing up. But these people look smart and all presidential and shit. Dub was reading a kindergarten book when 9/11 books of kindergartens upside down and shit. I'm joking. I know that was the meme was Dr. But I'm just saying he was just he couldn't get the word the brain the synapses or whatever didn't connect and fire the right way. He ran for president on a dare because they said he was the dumb son. And they thought Jeb was the one that was going to get it. So Dub just said, man, he was doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Snorting coke, buying baseball teams, living on a ranch.
This is wild to hear.
Living.
I was in elementary school. I had no idea about this.
No, W was the man. I love W.
My first president was when they rolled the card in and put Obama on the TV.
Okay, so yeah. So another example. When 9/11 happened, I never felt he was, because I was in high school when Dub got good. And I was in Florida, in Tallahassee, so I was able to see, my mom almost rented out rooms because people were condensing, everybody and their mom came to Tallahassee because of the hanging chads and the controversy. But man, when 9/11 happened and a war happened, what you talking about? He was this what the fuck I do? I've been waiting. War? He's war? Man, I'm ready to go take over what happened to my pappy. Yeah. We finna blow these motherfuckers up. So again, I say that's a joke, but I really, Dub's my guy. Loved Obama because what Obama stood for more than anything else. It's two things I never thought I would see in my life. I never thought I would see a black president. And they went, and I still don't know about where they got this motherfucker from. Because,
obesity.
Listen, if I ever ran, baby mamas, jilted lovers, Like people who don't like somebody I owe $10 from in 8th grade. It's gonna be a lot of people coming out the woodwork that say like fuck James.
Yeah.
Like nobody came up against Barry except for the people who didn't like him because he's a Crip. Because I call Democrats and Republicans. They ain't nothing but
okay. Now I was trying to figure out what that I'm on that.
They ain't nothing but glorified Bloods and Crips. Like you got cats that just live like this chick who just ran for justice. I have questions too, but like again. Her resume is literally better than everybody that they presented.
Yeah. I saw the chart that they put up, and she had every box checked. And then everyone else had like 2 of
And they're
7.
like, affirmative action hire. Bitch, she has everything. What? Like, Harvard is such a good school that you don't even, it doesn't matter what your GPA was at Harvard.
I'm forgetting her name right now. I was going to pull it up, but I don't remember what it
is. It's just Harvard. Like, you automatically, then when you say, president of Harvard Law Review. Like, it just feels like it's supposed to be important. But anyways, that was how I felt about Barry. Barry was dope. It was cool. I feel like he smokes Newports. And then also, Barry's my spirit animal right now, past per him and Dan Mullen. Like, I've never seen 2 people who give less fucks about anything in life now that they're retired. Barry's just traveling the world, living his life with his big booty wife. Dan Mullen was in the Bahamas last week. Living it up, dog. It was crazy. Like I'm sorry, Florida fans. I know y'all hate him. I don't have to hate him anymore. My man is living. But I say 4-5 might be mine because again, 4-5 says, and 4-5 freed me to talk the way I want to talk. Because there's not a thing you can say to me if you voted for 4-5.
Yeah.
Because that's presidential talk. 4-5 said, now he didn't, now we don't know if he did it now. He does have the rape cases. I'm not here to say he did or did not. But my dog said, when you famous, you just grab my pussy. I was like, yo.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
And nobody, and you got women,
Yeah.
you got blood women saying that the Crips don't like women, but you voted for a dude who's literally just saying, I was just, hey, you see one you like, bro, just palm that bad boy. But bigger than that, he literally just says anything that he don't like, that's fake news. It's backed by statistics. Sure, we got you in 4K. That's fake news.
Yeah.
And it cats like lit.
That's the bar of the century, honestly.
Like,
that's fake news
everything.
Is the bar of the decade.
So one of my bar, I put it on a shirt. Made mad money. This is when I started liking him. We're going to go in there. We're going to drain the swamp. He didn't do it. But I made FSU shirts, drain the swamp. Because the Gators.
Yeah.
It was dope. My man said, so when they said, I want you to renounce not right-wing extremist, white supremacist groups. He's like, what? Just gave me one. The Proud Boys. Hey, stand back, stand down. That's the most gangster
stand back and stand by. Yeah, when he did say that shit was hard.
Like now, I should be afraid, right? No, real talk. I should be a little intimidated.
Yeah.
I'm not really. Proud Boy, you show up proud, again.
Yeah, we got Green Acres.
What's my guy? Denny just talked about Devil Went Down to Georgia. Charlie Daniels. You're gonna be in hell front row at a Charlie Daniels concert. Don't fuck with me. But that bar, I was like, yo, I gotta use that, dog. That man is like, he just be spitting. My man said this. Ted Cruz. Now, Ted Cruz should have slapped 4-5 because he talks tough. This is the reason why I meant. Like, y'all in the presidential debate. He literally did what we do at the lunch counters, like in schools, and won a whole presidential election.
Yeah. Just bantering.
My man said, your wife is hideous to Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
In a debate, we talking about foreign policy. He's like, yeah, Crimea and this. And like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, President Trump, what do you have to say? Hey, my man wife ugly as hell, bro. That's 4-5 right there. Then and your daddy killed JFK. Like, I don't even know where that came from.
Yeah, like, what?
And then people like, yeah, that's right. His dad did kill JFK. Roasted him so bad, whooped his ass, and then now he his number one cheerleader. That is some weak simp. That's worse than simp. That's simping for. I don't use them words like that in public places. But you're a comedian, you can do that. That's simping for a housework. So then he tells my man Ben Carson, one of the brightest men ever before something happened to him. His wife is ugly, but protect black women, love it.
Oh,
black love, all that stuff, great. But my man wife ugly, dog.
Oh.
He says, doesn't he have the demeanor of a pedophile or something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, just look at him, you know?
You're right.
Just look at him.
You're so right.
Am I right? And then he did it. Am I right? Am I right? He's a comedian that went up there and roasted cats.
Yeah. TV star, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you think like, all right, when he gets to praise, like my man just kept going. It is just, again, so.
What did he say about McCain?
He said, my man was a loser.
Yeah,
he
like people who weren't captured.
He called a war hero a loser. I like winners. I like my guys. Call me crazy, but I like my guys not captured. Like, damn,
yeah,
bro.
that was funny. That shit was funny, bro. It was like, you did your job wrong.
Hey, I don't even
got
know
stealth over here.
Now I'm confused. I don't even know how we got to that. But the point is, damn, I lost track. But that's just, again, like, so people don't know. You don't know my political leanings. I'm registered Republican. I vote how I feel, though. I listen to all these cats. And the craziest thing, like I tell them, none of these cats want to talk to some of y'all. Like, y'all who ride hard for them, they ain't never asked you for a meeting. Me? They want to smoke cigars with me. So, and that's the truth, because I actually do shit. But on that note, man, we went pretty decent show. Check us out. Make sure you go to @SportsDen_live on all the different things. Just on whatever medium you're listening to, make sure you go IG, Twitter, YouTube, The SportsDen. We got some good content coming up.
Yeah.
We had a great interview with a commit, Luke Crowenhawk. I think I said his name right. We can just call him Hawk. Awesome young man, committed to class of 2024 to Florida State. I'm telling you, Florida fans, watch out for it. It was one of the most difficult interviews that I've ever done because everything in me wants to hate this guy. But he's such a good kid. Anthony Richardson, a.k.a. AR-15, presented to you by Green Acre Sporting Goods. Going to be good. That's coming up. This show, last week's shows, we were lit. We were on one. We got the spring Tallahassee alumni reunion tailgate weekend going next weekend in Tallahassee. FAMU and Florida State both have their spring games. I think I'll find out about the comedy show tonight. We'll have the official flyer if it's coming up on Tuesday. That'll be Friday, Saturday, and then there's something on Sunday. So we'll have a full weekend for you to go. All of that goes to my Mentors for the Kids Foundation. We're trying to raise money to get 2,000 book bags and to have a STEM science, technology, engineering, and math camp in the summer for inner city kids. So again, everything that you do to support the Den Media Group and me goes toward those things. I talk a lot of shit, but I back it up. We do a lot of stuff in the community, and a lot, like, you guys can be a part of that. If you don't know how to be a part of something, be a part of that.
Yeah, literally, people asked me a couple of times, like, how I ended up meeting you and doing this. I went to James's backpack drive and how we met, man. He had Share the Love out there and a lot of other just people in other companies handing out back. People were so happy, lined up, waiting in cars, man. Their kids were happy, giving them food and groceries. It's a real good time, so y'all should help out for sure. In
Tallahassee. Actually, we did it out east here in Jacksonville. I unfortunately wasn't able to make that one because I almost died. Next to Andrew Jackson Field, right next to the Andrew Jackson football field. I would have been there, but I almost died. Where I was dying when I did the one in the hood, like in Tallahassee, Bond community, shut the whole thing down. Love it. We've done this 2 years. This will be year 3. I'm gonna do it until I die. And then after that, hopefully my son will feel chivalrous enough for somebody to take the mantle. So that's what we got going with SportsDen. Check us out with more things that we're going to be submitting. You got to go to the YouTube channel. Check that out. Once we got to get over 3,000 watch minutes so that we can be able to get 4,000 watch minutes. So that
we're close. We're like 900 right now. 900.
900 away?
Yeah. No.
Or 900 total?
I think like 900 for the period that counts. There's a period that counts, so you gotta have it in a certain.
Shit! All right, hey man, listen, 900 is not fucking close to 4,000. I know. Yeah. Don't try to go to your landlord and say, "I know my rent's 4,000, but I'm close." Show them $900, and they're gonna go to the courthouse.
It works a different way, Jay.
But I want y'all to go check that out, watch the different things, share it. Share the love. And
you guys can go watch the old SportsDen videos as well that's been coming out. That all still counts. So go run up the content that has been putting out while we're getting ready to roll out these new things that James, Miles, and all the content and Denny as well has been working on. That still counts. You guys go check out the old SportsDen episodes. Make sure you catch up because that 900 will go up with those as well.
All right. See you guys Wednesday.